of the ACC tournament. Duke and Miami at the halfway mark right now, tied at 36. The winners meet up tomorrow in the championship game at 8:30 as Carolina and Virginia Tech match up for a third time this year. Carolina got the better of the Hokies in Chapel Hill and again in Blacksburg. And I guess we all know the saying about how tough it is to beat a team three times in the same season. So we'll see if Carolina continues on this hot trend that it's been on. And don't discount Virginia Tech. The Hokies have been riding a hot streak as well. We'll dive into some of those subplots in a moment with Eric Montross. We'll replay comments from Hubert Davis, who spoke to Jones last night in the Continental Tire Coach's Corner. And, of course, a full and complete look at the North Carolina Farm Bureau scoreboard. Helping you is what they do best. But we start off first in Brooklyn. Eric and Jones will have the play-by-play for you coming your way in about 90 minutes. The Reed's Jewelers pregame show on the way at the bottom of the hour. But, big fella, we are blessed with another night of Carolina basketball. And to just push the rewind button here briefly, to hold Virginia to 13 first-half points yesterday and win as comfortably as Carolina did, I don't think the coaching staff could have drawn it up any better.
You know, I think the game yesterday was, really we saw Carolina, I think, answer a lot of questions. I think that we answered the question of how would they do coming off of the big win in Durham, which, of course, was the Saturday prior. I think that they also answered, could Carolina play on command? Could you back up and could you find the offense and a quick start, which they desperately needed against Virginia? Could you fight their defense, and could you find pockets of success? I think also one of the biggest storylines was Kihei Clark, and for Coach Davis to decide to put Leaky Black on Kihei. I think without a doubt that was a huge moment, and then certainly Brady Manick has continued to go on an absolute performance streak where his number of games that he has continued to perform, just not only from a shooting standpoint but from aggressiveness, going to the basket, using the up and under layup move with his cuts and his passing. He's been such an integral part of Carolina's success. So last night it was really fun to watch Carolina perform under these circumstances, and certainly tonight they have another challenge ahead.
The final last night, 63-43. The Tar Heels beat UVA by 20. Virginia Tech, the next opponent tonight, for a spot in the ACC championship game. And, big fella, I want to take a quick detour from what is happening here tonight. I want you to illustrate this because I know that you've done it before. To play back-to-back 9:30 games in college basketball is a tough stretch here. Now, the good thing is there's no travel. You just have to go from the hotel to the arena and back and forth. But you've been in the NBA where there are back-to-backs, maybe one night in Denver, and then you got to fly to Phoenix to go do this again. And I think one of the understated things in pro basketball is not only how great and athletic the folks are that do it every night, but the amount of travel that goes into this and the level of play that these guys are up to when you turn around in less than 24 hours. Can you give us an idea of what it's like to be in two cities and two nights and to have your A game twice in 48 hours?
Well, I think the biggest key, Dave, and really the parallel that you can place on college basketball is the mental toughness. And really I think it's also the quick preparation to understand what it takes from the coaching staff and from the players. What you really have to do at that point, you see the value is not so much. I mean, certainly there is value in a scouting report, absolutely. But the bulk of the value is in the ability to turn it around and, again, prepare yourself for the next competitor that you face individually and collectively. And so I think that as you see these teams progress through the ACC tournament, what is really, and really it's any tournament across the country that we're watching right now in any of the conferences, it's the ability to perform on back-to-back nights with short turnaround, yes, from a physical standpoint, but also from a mental standpoint to really be tuned in, to not let your mind wander, because the difference between a really high-achieving team, the line is very narrow because you have to perform at such a level, and all these players that are out here in front of us, we're watching the Duke-Miami game, and they're all gifted. And so what's going to be the difference maker? And the difference maker is the attention to detail.
Well, these two teams, Carolina and Virginia Tech, they should know each other pretty well. They just played about 3 weeks ago in Blacksburg. Carolina won that game 65-57, so I don't know how different either team is from just a few weeks ago. But, Eric, I do know this. We might be hearing from two of the hottest teams in the ACC right now.
No question. I mean, you look at these two teams, and we've been talking a lot about Carolina's run that they're on, and they're now 12-2 in their last 14 games. Well, look to the opponent next door, and Virginia Tech, who's 11-2 in their last 13. And I think that when you look at these two teams, there's no question that within the ACC, people may have a differing view on who is the most talented. I think, you could certainly make the argument that Duke, player for player, is most talented. But the most improved, to me, you're looking at these two teams, in Carolina and Virginia Tech. They have shown the ability over the course of the season to continue to improve. Mike Young and Hubert Davis have both tapped into their teams, and they've backed it up with the performances. And, it's different if you're winning 5 out of 6 or 5 out of 7. But to win, if Mike Young's team 11-2 in their last 13, Hubert Davis's team 12-2 in the last 14, now you start to see a trend that is more durable. And it's not just the flash in the pan. It doesn't mean that you're invincible, and certainly one will walk away victors tonight, but it does demonstrate to you that you're able to, on the road, at home, in situations where you have Saturday, Monday performances, you have a durable ability to travel with your performance, and that's what we're seeing out of these two teams. And I think it's going to be an exceptional game.
That's Eric Montross. He'll have the call of tonight's game along with Jones Angell. Right now, good enough to spend some time on countdown to tip-off, getting you ready for Carolina and Virginia Tech, which comes your way right around 9:30. Duke and Miami in the first semifinal, just coming out of the halftime locker room. And, big fella, I know most folks are concerned with Carolina right now, but give us a snippet of what you've seen from the Blue Devils and the Hurricanes if you've been watching this game closely at all through the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, we've been here for the vast majority of the game, maybe missed the first couple of minutes. And Cameron McGusty for Miami just leaked out for a layup to start off the second half. 19 minutes left. Miami's up 38-36. Miami has led for the entire time that we've been here, or it's been tied as it was going into half. And so, I think that, and here on the other side, A.J. Griffin, who was so hot, he had 8 points to end the half for Duke. And again, he lights it up and starts it off with a three-pointer from the corner opposite the Duke bench. So these two teams are really nip and tuck at this point, and 18:43 on the clock, and now Duke has taken a 1-point lead.
All right. There are 4 teams remaining in this event. Yesterday we started off with 8, so the teams are dwindling. Is the fan base for the respective schools that are still there, is that growing here tonight?
Yeah, certainly it is. And I think also when you have one session, as we do today, or this evening, with the Duke-Miami and then Carolina-Virginia Tech, Duke has a strong support in the Northeast, and Carolina does as well. And so the fan bases tonight are really good. And you look at I wouldn't say that it's the lower level is pretty full. It's not completely full, but it's pretty full. And I think by the time it gets to Carolina's game, I would suspect that a majority of the Duke fans will stick around in hopes of seeing Carolina fall. And, of course, Carolina fans are here now hoping that Miami can tap into some of what Carolina did to Duke in Durham this past Saturday and maybe knock off the Blue Devils.
Interesting stuff. Eric Montross, appreciate the time. We'll be back in touch in about 20 minutes.
All right. It should be a good one tonight. I think we're in tap for some really, really good games, and I think this Carolina-Virginia Tech game has some depth to it, and it should be a lot of fun to watch.
Well, nothing like Friday night ACC tournament semifinal leading into tomorrow's championship game. Carolina fortunate enough to be in the mix here this evening to take on Virginia Tech. The tip-off we hope to have somewhere in the next 90 or so minutes. We've still got 20 minutes left of countdown to tip-off. That feeds into the Reed's Jewelers pregame show. So a big night of basketball on the way as we'll take our first timeout and check in with Hubert Davis upon our return. Carolina and Virginia Tech matching up tonight in the ACC tournament from Learfield.
Welcome back, Tar Heels. As North Carolina goes back to school, work, and play, let Janet King ensure your facility is properly clean and disinfected for your employees, students, and customers. For schools, food services, hospitals, and office buildings, call Janet King of Raleigh-Durham at 919-852-1555. That's 919-852-1555. Or go to JanetKingRDU.com. Janet King, the king of clean.
When you're getting ready for the big game, make sure you have plenty of Hampton Farms peanuts on hand. Hampton Farms is based in North Carolina, just like the Tar Heels, and they specialize in producing only the highest quality, fresh roasted, in-the-shell peanuts and snacks. In addition, peanuts are one of the healthiest snacks around. They are naturally low in carbs and high in protein. So before the next game, head to your favorite store's produce department and grab a bag of Hampton Farms in-the-shell peanuts, the official peanuts of the Tar Heels.
It's bow time. Tick, tick, boom. Like a powder keg in your mouth. Southbound, scratch made. Not in a microwave oven, but an oven. Biscuits baked 49 steps fluffy. Chicken marinated 12 hours bold. Iced tea steeped 12 minutes lazy as a porch swing. Now you're talking sweet, easy Southern style. Because when it comes to down-home cooking, it's not our first rodeo. Feed the whole family with a Big Bow Box Supremes meal. It's bow time.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
If you're a Tar Heel, you're used to the best. So this season, drive the best. Drive a Honda, Accord to Civic, Ridgeline to Odyssey. Even the award-winning SUV lineup, HRV, CRV, Passport, and Pilot. Every Honda is loaded with the latest tech, safety features, and value. Plus, Honda is the most awarded brand of the last decade, according to U.S. News and World Report. So don't just cheer for the best. Drive the best. Hurry, they're going fast. See your Honda dealer of the Carolinas to reserve yours today. 2021 most awarded brand. View U.S. News best cars at cars.usnews.com.
Hey Carolina family, this is Athletic Director Bubba Cunningham. As official sponsor of Carolina Athletics, Wells Fargo understands being a Tar Heel means there's no off-season. With the Wells Fargo Tar Heels debit card, you can show off your Carolina pride no matter where you are. It's your colors, your team, your card. Visit wellsfargo.com and search Card Design Studio to learn more.
Copyright 2021 Wells Fargo Bank N.A. All rights reserved.
Countdown to tip-off continues on a Friday night from our Tar Heel Sports Network studios. And whether you're in the stands waiting for the Heels to tip off or faithfully tuning in as you hit the road, Marathon has the fuel to keep your engine running at peak performance because you never know where life is going to take you. Well, Eric Montross took us through a good rundown of what he expects to ensue here tonight between Carolina and Virginia Tech. The first semifinal, almost 4 minutes old into the second half. It's Duke 45, Miami 44. The winner advances to take on the winner of our game tomorrow at 8:30 for the ACC tournament title. We'll check the North Carolina Farm Bureau scoreboard coming up in a moment, but right now let's go back to last night in the wake of Carolina's 20-point win over Virginia, 63-43, and hear what Hubert Davis had to tell Jones in the Continental Tire Coach's Corner.
Coach, as it a lot of times is against Virginia, kind of an ugly game. It wasn't real pretty, but your team just did plenty to get this victory. Your thoughts after the 20-point win?
Well, I always felt like, the first game is a little sloppy. We didn't get to have a practice or a shoot around here. So coming into the building, this is the first time that we're ever taken a shot here and been on that floor. And so, with Virginia having played the night before, I knew that they would be in more of a rhythm on the offensive end, but what came out of it was our defense. It was spectacular. Every shot that Virginia took, I felt like it was contested. We boxed out. We gave them one contested shot every possession. We got the rebound, and we were able to get out in transition. And so I don't think we shot the ball great tonight. Brady did, but it was defensively. And we've talked about what allows us to have success is to be really good on the defensive end, and they were the entire game.
You made the move to have Leaky Black guard Kihei Clark for the game. How did it seem to work very well? What made you make that decision?
Well, I was watching the game last night, and one of the things that they had been doing differently since the first time that we played them was in late clock situations, they wanted to give the ball to Clark. He was their go-to guy, and I just felt like for them to have success offensively, he needed to have a big night. And so I said, look, we've got to put Leaky on him. And so the first matchup, RJ did a great job the first time we played, but I just felt like Leaky's length would really bother him on his jump shot when he got into the lane, and it really did. And I really felt like that was a huge part of our defense being so good.
You mentioned Brady in a game where shots were tough to come by. He was finding a bunch of them in the first half. Felt like that was such a spark for your team.
It really was, because we were trying to find some rhythm on the offensive end, and where we got that rhythm from was Brady. I mean, it wasn't just threes. His ability to put the ball on the floor, attack the basket, his passing, his activity was really good. He was on point tonight. And so when we saw him making shots, it kind of lifted us up on the offensive end and got other people going, but Brady definitely gave us a spark, as he has the entire season.
Coach, just real quick, what happens now as you guys get the win, playing again tomorrow night? Just what's the schedule? Kind of how do you guys manage it?
We're trying to get out of here as quickly as possible and just get back to the hotel and eat and just kind of relax. I do remember some things as a player, and it's very difficult after a game to wind down. So, going straight to bed is just something that's just not going to happen. But we don't play till 9:30 tomorrow, so it gives us some time to be able to rest. And I felt like towards the end of the game, we were able to get some really good minutes out of Puff, get some really good minutes out of Justin McCoy, and give some of our starters some rest, and so that we'd be as fresh as we can to play against a really good Virginia Tech team.
Carolina wins it by 20, 63-43. Coach, congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you very much, Jones. I appreciate it.
That's Coach Davis last night in the Continental Tire Coaches Corner, speaking with Jones after the Tar Heels dispatched Virginia 63-43. The Heels and Virginia Tech Hokies tip off tonight in about an hour and 15 minutes. We're waiting on Miami and Duke to resolve who's going to be in the championship game tomorrow. Will it be the top-seeded Blue Devils or the 4-seed, the Miami Hurricanes? That game is still early on in the second half. Hey, Carolina fans, this basketball season, hope you had a chance to try made-to-order burgers, pulled pork barbecue, and more from Backyard Bistro in the Smith Center concession area, where it was always hellaciously good. We've got to step aside and take another quick timeout, but upon our return, we've got the North Carolina Farm Bureau scoreboard. All the action today, both in Brooklyn, around the top 25, and elsewhere. So stay tuned for that, scores, and more when we come back. Duke right now leading Miami 45-44, almost 5 minutes into the second half. We'll continue to update that game as it progresses. But again, the main event tonight, Carolina and Virginia Tech from Learfield.
It's bow time. Tick, tick, boom. Like a powder keg in your mouth. Southbound, scratch made. Not in a microwave oven, but an oven. Biscuits baked 49 steps fluffy. Chicken marinated 12 hours bold. Iced tea steeped 12 minutes lazy as a porch swing. Now you're talking sweet, easy Southern style. Because when it comes to down-home cooking, it's not our first rodeo. Feed the whole family with a Big Bow Box Supremes meal. It's bow time.
Welcome back, Tar Heels. As North Carolina goes back to school, work, and play, let Janet King ensure your facility is properly clean and disinfected for your employees, students, and customers. For schools, food services, hospitals, and office buildings, call Janet King of Raleigh-Durham at 919-852-1555. That's 919-852-1555. Or go to JanetKingRDU.com. Janet King, the king of clean.
When you're getting ready for the big game, make sure you have plenty of Hampton Farms peanuts on hand. Hampton Farms is based in North Carolina, just like the Tar Heels, and they specialize in producing only the highest quality, fresh roasted, in-the-shell peanuts and snacks. In addition, peanuts are one of the healthiest snacks around. They are naturally low in carbs and high in protein. So before the next game, head to your favorite store's produce department and grab a bag of Hampton Farms in-the-shell peanuts, the official peanuts of the Tar Heels.
This is the Tar Heel Sports Network from Learfield. Smith Drugs of Forest City, we are continue to offer the COVID-19 rapid testing and the COVID-19 vaccinations. Please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591 with any questions or concerns that you may have. You may also visit our website at smithsdrugsfc.com and schedule your COVID rapid 19 test or your vaccination. Again, if you have any questions, please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591.
It's that time again, time to get the flu vaccines. And Smith Drugs in Forest City has the flu vaccinations available. Walk-ins Monday through Friday and Saturdays by appointment. And Smith Drug is asking all their Dream Station and System 1 CPAP customers to call if you need any help with registering your recalled devices. Just call the Home Medical Department for any help or with questions at 828-245-4591. And Smith Drugs has the Moderna and Pfizer initial shots and the boosters. They also have the flu vaccines at Smith Drugs of Forest City.
Nobody gets a better deal than the customers at Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record of the best deals. Sisk Family Ford, Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealer, has recently been recognized as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. That speaks well of their commitment to serve their customers well. Look for all the new design 2021 F-150 at Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealership. That's Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City.
10 years, we're all going to be dead.
It's countdown to tip-off on a Friday night. Carolina in Brooklyn at the ACC tournament. Virginia Tech, the opponent this evening, shortly after 9:30. Duke and Miami continuing in the second half. 13 minutes and change left to play. Duke 49 and Miami 46. Winners meet winners in tomorrow's championship game at 8:30 to determine the ACC's automatic berth into the NCAA tournament. As far as what else is happening on the North Carolina Farm Bureau scoreboard, let's strike up the band and get to it. First things first, locally, Davidson and Fordham met earlier today in the A-10 quarters. Davidson with the 74-56 win. Coppin State and NC Central should be getting tipped off momentarily. We'll continue to monitor that game as things progress. Meanwhile, in the top 25, Creighton 75, number 11 Providence 48. This is a giant upset in the making right now in the Big East semifinals. Creighton's a 20-win team now. The Blue Jays are 21-10, Providence 25-4, but way down here with 6:38 left to play. Meanwhile, might there be another upset brewing from the Big Ten quarters? 5:29 left to play, and number 12 Wisconsin trailing Michigan State 56-50. In the Big 12, no upset brewing here. Number 6 Kansas up big on TCU 60-44. Still 13 minutes to play in that matchup. Texas A&M upset number 4 Auburn earlier today in the SEC quarters in Tampa. 67-62. The fourth-ranked team in the country goes down to the Aggies, who improved to 22-11. Another upset, this one from the Big Ten quarters. Indiana shocks number 16 Illinois, 65-63. That's huge for the Hoosiers' NCAA tournament hopes as IU improves to 20-12. Illinois drops to 22-9. Cincinnati's run for a chance to win the American has come up short. 18th ranked Houston knocks off the Bearcats 69-56. Back to the SEC. 15th ranked Arkansas with the 79-67 verdict earlier today against LSU. And this one's just gone final as well. 9th ranked Tennessee wallops Mississippi State 72-59 to advance in the SEC tournament. Iowa with a big 84-74 win over Rutgers. And other games coming up later on tonight. At 9 from the Pac-12 semifinals, it's Colorado and number 2 Arizona. From the Big East semifinals, also at 9 o'clock, it's 20th ranked UConn and number 8 Villanova. Big Ten quarterfinal action continues at 9 o'clock with Penn State and number 9 Purdue. In the Big 12 at 9:30, Oklahoma and number 14 Texas Tech. And back to the Pac-12 at 11:30, 21st ranked USC battles 13th ranked UCLA. And in the Mountain West Conference semifinals, it's San Diego State and number 23 Colorado State shortly before midnight here on the East Coast. Conzo Martin out at Missouri. His tenure comes to an end with the Tigers, and Joe Dooley has parted ways with East Carolina. That news just breaking in the last little bit. Congratulations to the Carolina baseball team as well for a series opening win against Pittsburgh, 7-4. The Diamond Heels begin ACC play at 1-0, and tomorrow's first pitch has been moved up to 1 p.m., so another quick turnaround for Coach Forbes and the Diamond Heels, who begin 2022 12-2 overall. That'll do it for your full and complete look at the North Carolina Farm Bureau scoreboard. Helping you is what they do best. Again, we continue to watch this Duke-Miami matchup as these two teams lock up in the day's first semifinal in Brooklyn at the under-12 timeout with 11:23 to play in the second half. Duke has expanded the lead now 55-48. The Blue Devils have outscored the Canes by 7 after it was tied 36-36 at the half. So that's what's happening in the day's first semifinal. The second semifinal pits Carolina versus Virginia Tech. It's the third meeting between the Tar Heels and Hokies on the season. The Heels won 78-68 back in January in Chapel Hill. And then just about 3 weeks ago in Blacksburg, Carolina came out on the winning end 65-57. And that's really where Carolina's season turned, coming off that loss to Pittsburgh. The Tar Heels haven't lost since February the 16th, and it all really got started in Castle Coliseum with the 8-point win over the Hokies. So we'll run it back and do it again here tonight between Carolina and Virginia Tech. That music means our time is about up on Countdown to Tip-Off, but a big thank you to Eric Montross, Hubert Davis, and you for your listenership and participation. Remember, the Reach Jewelers pregame show comes your way at the bottom of the hour, and in just over an hour, we've got Carolina and Virginia Tech tipping off from the ACC tournament. Dave Nathan signing off and saying so long and farewell for now from Learfield.
Welcome back, Tar Heels. As North Carolina goes back to school, work, and play, let Janet King ensure your facilities properly clean and disinfected for your employees, students, and customers. For schools, food services, hospitals, and office buildings, call Janet King of Raleigh-Durham at 919-852-1555. That's 919-852-1555. Or go to JanetKingRDU.com. Janet King, the King of Clean.
North Carolina's 26 electric cooperatives recognize the best classroom projects and the teachers who create them through the Bright Ideas Education Grant Program. These grants provide funding for creative projects in grades K through 12.
Congratulations to Bright Ideas grant winner Beverly Hines of Jones Senior High School in Trenton. Her project, Today's a New Day, sponsored by Jones Onslow Electric Membership Corporation based in Jacksonville.
If you're a teacher with a bright idea, visit ncbrightideas.com.
The perfect tailgate. All you need are your friends and the 2021 Ford F-150 with the available Pro Power onboard. It's like a mobile generator to power your tailgate all game long. It's this tradition of toughness and innovation that's made Ford F-Series America's best-selling truck 44 years straight and counting. Make your game day traditions bigger and better season after season. Check out the 2021 Ford F-150 at your Carolina Ford dealer. Based on 1977 through 2020 calendar year total sales.
Hey, Tar Heel fans, no matter how you celebrate game day, it's all about the food. And Harris Teeter has everything you need. Delicious subs and wraps, fresh hot store-made pizza, all sizes of party platters or ready-to-serve wing trays, just to name a few. Plus, with Harris Teeter fuel points, you can earn free fuel with every purchase you make, up to $1 off per gallon. Stop at your Harris Teeter for great savings on all your game day needs, or download the HT app to order ahead. Harris Teeter, where Tar Heel fans shop for groceries.
Hey, Carolina fans, are you a diehard Tar Heel looking to show your support from home this year? Join the Rams Club and make an impact on the Carolina student athletes you cheer for on the field, on the court, or in competition. Rams Club memberships start at $25 and are for Tar Heels of all ages. You can join the fun by visiting ramsclub.com/join. Go Heels!
It's bow time. Tick, tick, boom. Like a powder keg in your mouth. Southbound, scratch made. Not in a microwave oven, but an oven. Biscuits baked 49 steps fluffy. Chicken marinated 12 hours bold. Iced tea steeped 12 minutes lazy as a porch swing. Now you're talking sweet, easy Southern style. Because when it comes to down-home cooking, it's not our first rodeo. Feed the whole family with a Big Bow Box Supremes meal. It's bow time.
Are going to win the national Alley-oop for Carter. Oh, Barnes, long shot. Good. Oh, my. It's a three-pointer. Carolina wins it. The Tar Heels win it.
The following is a presentation of the Tar Heels Sports Network.
Safe to say there is plenty on the line tonight in Brooklyn between Virginia Tech and Carolina. For the Hokies, wins over Clemson and Notre Dame in this event have moved them squarely into the mix for an NCAA tournament bid. But the consensus is they need at least one more quality victory to have a good chance to move into the field. As for Carolina, the Heels are in the NCAA tournament, but could potentially improve their seeding with another solid victory against the Hokies. Not to mention, of course, the winner plays for the ACC Tournament Championship tomorrow night here in Brooklyn. The Tar Heels Sports Network's coverage of the 88th meeting between Virginia Tech and Carolina in the semifinal round of the 69th ACC Tournament starts right now.
The foundation is set here at Carolina.
In dominant fashion tonight in the Smith Center.
And the way that we will play
goes back up and scores.
Will be the Carolina way.
Here comes Carolina. Quick three. Got it! Walton, right corner. Three, nothing but net. RJ from the right wing. Heels up 11. Love finds Baycott at the free throw line. Goes right down the lane. Gets the scoop and the home. Black out to Love for three. Yes! Caleb, the triple. Davis one-on-one with Couture is going to go up, get the bucket, and draw the foul. Hey there, young fella. What a tough pass to Love. His scoop shot won't go, but there's Baycott to clean it up. Behind the back dribble, and he'll take it himself as his shot pinned against the glass. Back to Caleb for the tomahawk. Hello.
The Tar Heels.
There's the horn, and Carolina sweeps the regular season series.
Are here.
Let's go.
This is Dave Nathan. Carolina's late season roll continued last night with a win over Virginia. A little less than 24 hours later, and we'll run things right back again, this time against Virginia Tech. Jones Angel will have the call of this evening's contest.
Dave, last season, Carolina and Virginia Tech met in the ACC tournament after not playing at all in the regular season. This year, they'll meet again in the conference tournament, but this time, it's the third meeting in the last 6 weeks. Eric Montross, former All-America center for Carolina and a member of the 1993 National Championship team.
The goal of every coach is to have their team playing its best come tournament time. Both Hubert Davis and Mike Young can say with confidence their teams are doing just that. Carolina comes into tonight's game winning 12 of its last 14, and Virginia Tech has won 11 of its last 13. The Hokies are rebounding better and turning the ball over less, which is putting a higher value on the possession. Add to that the strengthening interior duo of Keve Aluma and Justin Mutz, as well as the emergence of freshman guard Sean Padula, who in just 17 minutes is averaging 10 points per contest over the past 6 games. With that, there has been a substantial uptick in productivity for the Hokies since the Heels were in Blacksburg February 19th. The Tar Heels' improvement has come in the form of better ball movement and defense, resulting in better shots and easy scores in transition. Tonight's game should be hotly contested, as both teams have goals which can only be achieved by winning.
We've got all those storylines on the Reach Jewelers pregame show, plus John Dahl discusses the tournament, which chronicles the history of this event. We'll bring you an interview with head coach Hubert Davis and comments from Mike Young. Eric Montross and Adam Lucas answer your Carolina questions, and we'll check on scores from around the country, too. All of that more is coming up as we count you down to tip-off between the Tar Heels and Hokies from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. This is ACC Tournament basketball from Learfield.
If you're a Tar Heel, you're used to the best. So this season, drive the best. Drive a Honda, Accord to Civic, Ridgeline to Odyssey, even the award-winning SUV lineup, HRV, CRV, Passport, and Pilot. Every Honda is loaded with the latest tech, safety features, and value. Plus, Honda is the most awarded brand of the last decade, according to U.S. News and World Report. So don't just cheer for the best. Drive the best. Hurry, they're going fast. See your Honda dealer of the Carolinas to reserve yours today. 2021 most awarded brand. View U.S. News best cars at cars.usnews.com.
From star athletes to super fans, UNC Health is dedicated to caring for champions of all kinds. For you, the latest advancements in our greatest expertise are always in play to deliver personalized care with the utmost compassion. It's the kind of care that keeps champions like you and your family in the game when it matters the most. See our lineup at unchealthcare.org/sports.
Every day in the U.S., more than 9 people are killed and 1,000 injured in crashes involving a distracted driver. You can't control other motorists, but you can control how you operate your vehicle. Avoid distractions while driving, like texting or checking social media. You can't drive safely unless driving has your full attention. Any non-driving activity you engage in increases your risk of crashing. Brought to you by Trusted Choice Independent Insurance Agents of North Carolina. Learn more at trustedchoice.com/GoHeels.
Sports Network from Learfield.
You know, there is a lot of misleading information about Medicaid eligibility. The Arledge Law Firm would like for you to know the truth. For instance, if you need a nursing home, Medicaid will take your home. That's not true. Another one is, if you transfer assets, you have to wait 60 months to qualify. Again, not true. And this big one, if you're already in a nursing home, it's too late to protect your assets. Not true, not true, not true. Call attorneys Gerald N. Willis, Kent Baldwin, or Martin Gerard at the Arledge Law Firm and get free consultation and learn the truth. It's more likely than you think that you may qualify for nursing home care and not lose everything you own. It's worth a call to Arledge Law Firm at 287-3338, located on East Court Street in Rutherfordton.
There are so many insurance agencies here and there, but to find a dependable agency that you can trust, that would be Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance Agency. They are your full-service agency offering auto, business, homeowners, health, and life. Maxwell B. Hamrick is an independent insurance agent. Call them today at 286-2384. They care about their customers, and it shows. They're located at 119 Huntley Street in Spindale. Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance Agency, serving one satisfied customer at a time.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Kelly Clarkson, and as the daughter of a school teacher, I know just how important education is. No matter how old you are or your situation, continuing to learn will enrich your life and help remove barriers you didn't even know were there. So much opportunity, y'all. Whether it's a foreign language, history, or a different way to look at things, take some time each day to learn something new. This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force. He can do
Drive a Honda. Better hurry, they're going fast. See your Honda dealer of the Carolinas today. Carolina Basketball is brought to you by Hunt Brothers Pizza, the official pizza of Carolina Athletics. This is the Reed's Jewelers pregame show.
The ACC tournament continues tonight for Carolina. Virginia Tech is the opponent in the night's second semifinal as Duke and Miami battle deep into the second stanza in our first matchup. Right around 8 minutes left to play between the Canes and Blue Devils. Duke up 59-56. So we'll continue to monitor that game as it unfolds. But the focus of this broadcast, it's Carolina. And boy, did the Heels ever turn the tables on Virginia last night, holding the Cavs to 13 points in the first half en route to a 63-43 win. Brady Manick had 19 in the first half, 21 for the game. And Jones, he's spoken openly about how he came to Carolina from Oklahoma to play in certain games, and boy, was he a gamer last night.
Yeah, it was a game where neither team really had a lot of offense, right? But except for Brady Manick, he was the only one that seemed to be able to consistently find his shot, and he got his, I believe he used its energy and its strength were the terms that he used from its defensive performance. And so when you mix in the fact that the Tar Heels were so good on that side with the fact that Brady Manick was the seemingly one guy who could hit shots there, at least in the first half, it was a pretty impressive performance from Carolina overall.
Well, we talked about how important it was for Carolina to get a quick start against Virginia because historically Virginia's defense has been one that has stymied Carolina's offense. And once you do that, it feels like you're paddling upstream, and you just can't ever kind of get that good feeling about your offense going. But Brady Manick really, I thought, jump-started that, and then Leaky Black came back with his defense on Kihei Clark and how that translated to our team defense that you just mentioned, Jones, and that really was kind of the icing on the cake. And that was the other big-time half that made the difference in that game.
So the Heels' reward for last night's win is a date with Virginia Tech, one of 5 teams in the ACC that Carolina beat twice this year. The win in Blacksburg last month, Jones, I really feel like it's a big one now since it came on the heels of that loss to Pittsburgh. And at that point in the season, it felt like the season came to a fork in the road, and fortunately for Carolina, they took a pretty good path.
Yeah, Caleb Love was really good in that game. Remember, he had 21 points and 7 assists, just 2 turnovers. Hubert Davis said after that game he thought it was Love's maybe his best game as a Tar Heel, and he was really important. A couple of things, Eric, that have stood out about the matchups with Virginia Tech. One that is surprising is that the Hokies have really dominated the points in the paint in the 2 games. They outscored Carolina 70-40 for points in the paint in the 2 games. I mean, that's a pretty significant advantage for, especially against a team in Carolina that's good down low. And then the other thing that's not as surprising is how good the Tar Heels were at the free throw line in the 2 games. Carolina was in the second game +9 at the line from the free throw line, and they were the Tar Heels were +15 at the free throw line in the first game between the 2. So they got to the line a bunch, and as they have for a large majority of the season, they converted. And so I think those will be a couple things to keep an eye on today, as Miami here in Brooklyn, Dave, just took the lead 62-61 on Duke after a McGusty 3. Particularly those points in the paint. Can Carolina keep Virginia Tech from scoring around the basket?
You know, you mentioned the number of free throw attempts. It was interesting on Carolina's first game on January 24th. And again, it's dated information, but the point will be the same, that they had 21 fouls against Carolina. That was the highest number of fouls Miami has had against any opponent all year. And so when you think about what that means about translating, what is Carolina doing that is making them respond that way, and making Virginia Tech respond that way? So I think it will be important. Also with Baycott, you talked about the points in the paint, Jones. I mean, Baycott in the last game, I think he had 15 points or 12 points and 15 rebounds. He really is going to need to be productive, and that's the piece that Carolina is going to have to look for against Mutz and inside, because Mutz and Aluma inside are quite the duo.
Dave, really good game going on here. Miami took that lead. Wendell Moore then scored a bucket for Duke. Isaiah Wong had a fast break opportunity that was blocked, and Moore scored again to put Duke up 3, and then Wardenberg just hit a 3 for Miami to tie it right back up. So these 2 teams, Miami and Duke, in the first semifinal going at it. And a blocking foul called on a drive by Roach. Blocking foul called on Miami will have still the ball with the Blue Devils after action resumes. And, in fact, it'll be a 1-and-1. So keeping an eye on this game. It's been intense. And, of course, the winner of this one will meet the winner of the Tar Heels and the Hokies.
Whether you're a Tar Heels fan or a weekend warrior, neck, back, and knee pain can affect us both on and off the court. You can see the pain experts at Breakthrough Physical Therapy or online at breakthrough-pt.com, proud partner of Carolina Athletics and keeping fans in the game. On that note, guys, for anybody that wrote off Carolina just a few weeks ago, they've got to be hurting, because from last month to right now, the Heels are a game away from playing for an ACC title. Carolina has a chance to win 25 games this year. Jones, you said the Heels are clearly in the tournament. Now it's a matter of playing for a seed. That was a long way from a lot of people's conscience just about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it really has been an impressive close to the season for Carolina. And, you know, a lot of it, quite honestly, is sparked by that win in Durham. I mean, because it was such a high-quality win for Carolina. But the Tar Heels have been playing better leading up to that. You know, they had really had some hard-fought victories against Louisville and against Syracuse. And so, I mean, you had seen the Tar Heels getting better, but that win in Durham was such a big deal because it validated, as Hubert Davis likes to say, validated that improvement that the Tar Heels had been making. And then to also go in there last night and play as well as they did was so important. And so for Carolina, they'll try to back it up with another quality performance against a solid team in Virginia Tech that has its back against the wall a little bit. You know, the Hokies need, I think, if you pay attention to people who predict the brackets, seems like Virginia Tech needs another quality win or two to be able to get in. And so they have a big chance here tonight to get a quality victory. So can Carolina handle it against a hungry team? will be something to keep an eye on, as Duke's gone on a 4-0 run here, Dave, after Miami had tied it up. Hurricanes, gosh, they've missed a couple of good looks, and Duke has the ball 69-65, about 3.5 minutes to go here in Brooklyn.
All right, it's been a competitive tournament. There have been some good finishes, and we might be seeing the makings of another furious finish between the Blue Devils and Hurricanes, who battle it out in the day's first semifinal. Carolina and Virginia Tech in the nightcap, and we'll discuss the Hokies when we come back after this from Learfield.
The perfect tailgate. All you need are your friends and the 2021 Ford F-150 with the available Pro Power onboard. It's like a mobile generator to power your tailgate all game long. It's this tradition of toughness and innovation that's made Ford F-Series America's best-selling truck 44 years straight and counting. Make your game day traditions bigger and better season after season. Check out the 2021 Ford F-150 at your Carolina Ford dealer. Based on 1977 through 2020 calendar year total sales.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
Whether it's 12 miles to the Pee Wee football comeback of a lifetime, 80 miles to your first hole-in-one, or more like 8 shots to the first hole. Whether it's 240 back road miles to sleeping under the stars, or just a few blocks to the grocery store, Marathon has the fuel to keep your engine running at peak performance. Because you never know where life is going to take you. For quality fuel through every mile, fill up at Marathon.
This is the Tar Heel Sports Network from Learfield.
Professional service is what Tri-City Concrete is all about. Whatever the job, big or small, you can always depend on Tri-City Concrete to get the job done. Tri-City Concrete has been serving Rutherford and surrounding counties for over 30 years. Give the tough job to the experts. Call Tri-City Concrete today at 245-2011. With 3 convenient locations to serve you: 1351 Shamrock Road in Landrum, South Carolina, 200 West Graham Street in Shelby, and Withrow Road in Forest City. Tri-City Concrete. Sit back and relax. This mud's for you.
If you're in a hurry and don't have time for a sit-down meal, stop into the Drop-In. They have fresh corn dogs, hamburgers, chicken, potato wedges, or a delicious whole Hunt Brothers pizza, or by the slice. They have 3 locations in Forest City. Also Bostic, Shiloh, Sandy Mush. They offer breakfast, lunch, supper daily. Drop-In has been serving Rutherford County with excellent service since 1981. Congratulations to the Drop-In, voted best convenience store 3 years in a row. Come on, Drop-In.
When the doctor told us about my mom's cancer, it made me feel so helpless. Until I called the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society and spoke with Grace, who answered all of my questions about the disease, treatment options, and cancer-related expenses. Her support and compassion made us feel whole again. Today, I'm calling Grace to let her know my mom is beating cancer. To learn more, visit lls.org.
Hey, Carolina fans, this basketball season, we hope you've enjoyed made-to-order burgers, pulled pork barbecue, and more from Backyard Bistro in the Smith Center concession area, where it's always hellaciously good. It's the Reach Jewelers pregame show. Dave Nathan in our Tar Heel Sports Network studios. Jones, Eric, Adam, Ben on the road in Brooklyn. John Essick back in our Learfield studios, pushing all the right buttons as we settle in for a night of Carolina basketball. The opponent, Virginia Tech. And, guys, the Hokies tournament started on Wednesday night against Clemson, continued yesterday versus Notre Dame. It's the 3rd game in 3 days for Virginia Tech, who got a buzzer beater to beat the Tigers and a slightly more comfortable 87-80 win last night against the Irish.
I tell you, they've really shot the ball well. That's been the biggest plus for Virginia Tech, Eric. I mean, they're shooting 52% in the 2 games against some pretty good defensive teams, particularly Clemson, and to be able to shoot better than 50% in those 2 games, better than 40% from three-point range in the 2 contests as well. And so that offense has been pretty effective for Virginia Tech. And you mentioned the buzzer beater got just enough in the game against Clemson. That was a game the Hokies led by a pretty significant amount in the first half. They were up double digits. Clemson made a big comeback. Looked like the Tigers were going to get the win in overtime before Darius Maddox hit a three-pointer right at the buzzer to win it by 1. And then, we saw about 3/4 of the game against Notre Dame last night for Virginia Tech, and the Hokies had the lead the whole time. I mean, they jumped out to a double-digit lead and really were in control for a large majority of that game. So Eric Hubert Davis has talked about how difficult Tech is to guard, and I think that'll be, one of the real key things of this contest is how does Carolina guard Virginia Tech, because they can spread the floor with shooters. They have two very capable guys down low in Mutz and Aluma, and they're just a tough team to slow down, and some of those offensive numbers that I mentioned back that up.
Yeah, for sure. They certainly do. I think also when you look at some of the productivity, it's not just been their big guys, and I know it's a small sample size, but if you look in the tournament, look at the backcourt. Storm Murphy has taken his season average of 8, and he's averaging almost 15.5 here in the ACC tournament. He's 10 of 16 to speak about your field goal percentage as a team. He's been a big part of that. He's 10 of 16 from the field, 7 of 12 from behind the arc. And then Sean Padula, the freshman guard who tandems in the backcourt with Storm Murphy, has really been quiet, except he's been a guy that's come in the last 6 games and is averaging 10 points. He also leads the team in the ACC tournament in the number and in the attempts of free throws at 10 and the numbers made in 9. So he's making a big impact there. And the other thing that I would tell you about what Virginia Tech is doing to complement these other numbers that we're giving you is they've really shored up their number of turnovers. In the last 10 games, they've had 6 games with single-digit turnover numbers, and that's helped them allow this good shooting to continue and to really make a deep impact.
And in the tournament day, Virginia Tech averaging about 9.5 turnovers per game, or about 6.5 turnovers per game. So they've done a good job in that number, particularly the fact that they had just 6 against Notre Dame.
So Virginia Tech, if Carolina's not the hottest team in the ACC, Virginia Tech is right there, having won 11 out of its last 13. And, fellas, I feel like we're having a discussion the other day about the lack of front court players in this league. Virginia Tech has got Kevy Aluma and Justin Mutz, and I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a tougher tandem to beat in the league than what the Hokies have.
Well, they're not traditional, big guys back to the basket, something like that, and they aren't enormous. Aluma is 6'9", and Mutz is 6'7". But, Eric, they are so versatile in their game, and they're very they just move so much, and they're very active on the court when they're out there. And Mutz in particular can do so many different things. We mentioned a couple times when Carolina played in Blacksburg, had a triple-double this year against Syracuse. He is actually the leading assist man on Virginia Tech. And so they're just so versatile and active. I think those are the two best words to describe them. Not a big bruiser down there, but they make you work for sure.
Yeah, and Mutz is leading the team, as you said, not only in assists but also in rebounds and steals. He's averaging a double-double in the ACC tournament. Again, small sample size for them, having played Clemson and Notre Dame, but two good teams. And then Kevy Aluma averaging in the tournament 19.5 points to go along with 6 rebounds. So, the thing that I think we've always been impressed with Mike Young's teams, whether it's at Wofford or whether it's here, they play exceptionally hard, they cut exceptionally hard, and they play within themselves. So they're not going to make a lot of poor play, poor decisions on the fly. They may not make the shots. They may, as they did it up in Blacksburg against us, they didn't have a great shooting night. But it wasn't because they weren't finding the shots that they wanted within their offense.
And, Dave, that's a really good point. The game in Blacksburg, Virginia Tech struggled to shoot from 3. They were just 5 of 26 in that game. They came into this tournament as the best three-point shooting team in the league and top 5 in the country in three-point percentage at almost 39%, and they've been better than that in this event. So, and they missed some open shots in Blacksburg. Carolina played good defense, but they being the Hokies, also missed some open threes. And so Carolina has to work hard not to give them those quality looks from beyond the arc, because they are a group that can knock them down.
All right, Virginia Tech and Carolina coming up somewhere around 9:30, and as we approach the 9 o'clock hour and another timeout, let's pause quickly 10 seconds for a station ID on the Tar Heel Sports Network.
WCAB Rutherfordton.
Reaching 10 counties with the best variety of entertainment and information. This is 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB Rutherfordton.
Continental Tire Coaches Corner with Hubert Davis. That's all when we come back after this. It's the Reed's Jewelers pregame show from Learfield.
If you want the nation's best auto insurer, look no further than North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Rated #1 in Crash Network's Insurer Report Card. We're the only insurer in the nation to receive an A+ rating from auto body shops in 2020 and 2021. Our philosophy is simple. Be fair, be quick, be the best. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
From the mountains to the coast, 2.5 million North Carolinians are members of an electric cooperative. As a co-op member, you're part of exciting efforts to build a brighter future in the Tar Heel State through innovative energy programs that make the electric grid more efficient and sustainable. Plus, you're supporting local communities by empowering tomorrow's leaders. Learn more at ncelectriccooperatives.com/brighter.
Hey Carolina fans, are you a diehard Tar Heel looking to show your support from home this year? Join the Rams Club and make an impact on the Carolina student athletes you cheer for on the field, on the court, or in competition. Rams Club memberships start at $25 and are for Tar Heels of all ages. You can join the fun by visiting ramsclub.com/join. Go Heels!
This is the Tar Heel Sports Network from Learfield.
You know, there is a lot of misleading information about Medicaid eligibility. The Arledge Law Firm would like for you to know the truth. For instance, if you need a nursing home, Medicaid will take your home. That's not true. Another one is, if you transfer assets, you have to wait 60 months to qualify. Again, not true. And this big one, if you're already in a nursing home, it's too late to protect your assets. Not true, not true, not true. Call attorneys Gerald N. Willis, Kent Baldwin, or Martin Gerard at the Arledge Law Firm and get free consultation and learn the truth. It's more likely than you think that you may qualify for nursing home care and not lose everything you own. It's worth a call to Arledge Law Firm at 287-3338, located on East Court Street in Rutherfordton.
There are so many insurance agencies here and there, but to find a dependable agency that you can trust, that would be Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance Agency. They are your full-service agency offering auto, business, homeowners, health, and life. Maxwell B. Hamrick is an independent insurance agent. Call them today at 286-2384. They care about their customers, and it shows. They're located at 119 Huntley Street in Spindale. Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance Agency, serving one satisfied customer at a time.
Hey y'all, I'm Kelly Clarkson. Every American dreams of creating a better life for his or her family, but in some communities, those dreams face difficult challenges. When we come together to help those in need get the same opportunities as everyone else, we truly are making our country a better place to live for all of us. So look for volunteer opportunities in your community to help others achieve the American dream, all right? This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
Reed's Jewelers tip-off time somewhere around 9:30. Reed's Jewelers, your home for fine Swiss timepieces, beautiful diamonds, and the world's most luxurious jewelry brands. That's Reed's Jewelers, trusted with life's moments. Let's get to our Carolina Q&A. First question for Eric Montross comes from Kevin Blaine. Eric, what are the challenges of beating a team 3 times in one season?
Well, I think familiarity. Every time that you go up against someone, they become more refined in their ability to anticipate what you're going to do, what your go-to moves are. And so take anybody who's a defender knows that the second or third time you have an opportunity to defend a particular player, the better off you may be. It puts more onus on the offense. It puts, and similarly on the defense. So you just become familiar. It becomes like a lot of players talk about being in practice and anticipating what's going to happen. And similarly, when you play multiple times, you get that same sense.
Second question for Adam Lucas. This is from Mark Rothschild. Mark wants to know what makes Puff Johnson such a good rebounder on the offensive end.
I think he tries to be. I mean, I think that's the offensive rebound he got last night. He just outran everybody to the spot where the ball was going, and a couple players on both teams were standing there watching, and Puff was running. And I think a lot of times you'll see when the shot goes up, he's trying to put himself into a position where he thinks the offensive rebound is going to go rather than waiting for it to hit off the rim and then going to where he thinks it's going to go. So it's effort, honestly. It's not like he's some tremendous physical presence who's out muscling everybody under the rim. He's working hard at that part of the game.
And I would just add to that, to echo what Adam's saying, is that you look at how Puff Johnson goes about it. Offensive rebounds are about effort. It is about the desire to get past the person who's trying to box you out and get into a position. You're reading the shot. You're reading the angles that the shot could come off the rim. You're playing the averages. And that's a really big deal. And so you have to give young players or any players who are good offensive rebounders, you have to give them a lot of a pat on the back because they're going after it with that effort.
And Puff's gotten a lot of pats because he's got 29 rebounds this season. 13 of them are offensive, so that's almost half his rebounds are coming on that end of the court.
And the other piece of that is that rebounding from that position, Adam, not a lot of guys are going to expect to see a three-man diving in to go into the middle. And last night was a great example where he picked that rebound up just inside the ACC logo, and you wouldn't have necessarily expected a three-man to come flying in and contest for that rebound.
That is our Carolina Q&A feeding into the Continental Tire Coaches Corner, brought to you by Continental Tire. Driving confidence no matter the surface, no matter the season. For a tire dealer near you, visit ContinentalTire.com.
ACC Tournament semifinals matching up with Virginia Tech. I'm with the head coach of the Tar Heels, Hubert Davis. We are inside the Continental Tire Coaches Corner. Coach, you said so much of last night's win over Virginia stemmed from your team's defensive effort. What did they do so well on that end of the floor that you would like to replicate tonight and moving forward?
Well, I just felt like we were in great position to contest all of Virginia's shots. Every one of their shots, particularly in the first half, was challenged. I really felt like it started with Leakey. He did a terrific job on Clark, and then just everybody followed. We rebounded the basketball. We boxed out. Very few times did they get second chance opportunities. And then it allowed us to score in transition where, against Virginia, that was our best way to pretty much score, particularly in the first half.
17 assists on 25 field goals, including 11 assists, just 3 turnovers from RJ and Caleb. I assume those are numbers that you like.
I love it. I love it. We're very difficult to beat when RJ and Caleb distribute the ball that way and also take care of the ball that way. Both of those guys are gifted scorers, so they can score anytime that they want. But when they combine that with their ability to facilitate and get other teammates open shots, it just makes us a really dangerous team.
There may have been a time this year where if you guys shot 38.5% and you were 6 of 23 from three-point range, it would have been hard to win the game. What have you seen from this team as the year's gone along that has allowed you to win in different ways?
Well, I think they're starting to really believe that defense, rebounding, and taking care of the basketball puts us in a position to win. When we talked about this 2 months ago, and statistically I laid out how successful we were when we did those 3 things, and for them to experience it and to see it, now they're 100% buying in and believing it. And so on a night where we weren't as good, from an offensive standpoint, our defense is the one that allowed us to be really successful.
Another big challenge for Carolina, this time against Virginia Tech. We'll talk about the Hokies a little later in our pregame show.
New salted caramel cream cold brew and signature lattes from Dunkin' are the perfect combination of salty and sweet to take on springtime. Bold Dunkin' cold brew topped with creamy salted caramel cold foam, or rich Dunkin' espresso topped with whipped cream, caramel drizzle, and cinnamon sugar. These two new salty sweet sips will have you ready to spring it on all spring long. Spring in action with the new salted caramel cream cold brew or the new salted caramel signature latte at Dunkin'. Sip into both for $3. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Additional charges may apply.
If you're a Tar Heel, you're used to the best. So this season, drive the best. Drive a Honda, Accord to Civic, Ridgeline to Odyssey. Even the award-winning SUV lineup, HRV, CRV, Passport, and Pilot. Every Honda is loaded with the latest tech, safety features, and value. Plus, Honda is the most awarded brand of the last decade, according to U.S. News and World Report. So don't just cheer for the best. Drive the best. Hurry, they're going fast. See your Honda dealer of the Carolinas to reserve yours today. 2021 most awarded brand. View U.S. News best cars at cars.usnews.com.
Hey, Carolina fans, are you a diehard Tar Heel looking to show your support from home this year? Join the Rams Club and make an impact on the Carolina student athletes you cheer for on the field, on the court, or in competition. Rams Club memberships start at $25 and are for Tar Heels of all ages. You can join the fun by visiting ramsclub.com/join. Go Heels!
This is the Tar Heel Sports Network from Learfield.
At Smith Drugs of Forest City, we are continuing to offer the COVID-19 rapid testing and the COVID-19 vaccinations. Please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591 with any questions or concerns that you may have. You may also visit our website at smithsdrugsfc.com and schedule your COVID rapid 19 test or your vaccination. Again, if you have any questions, please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591.
It's that time again, time to get the flu vaccines. And Smith Drugs in Forest City has the flu vaccinations available. Walk-ins Monday through Friday and Saturdays by appointment. And Smith Drug is asking all their Dream Station and System 1 CPAP customers to call if you need any help with registering your recall devices. Just call the Home Medical Department for any help or with questions at 828-245-4591. And Smith Drugs has the Moderna and Pfizer initial shots and the boosters. They also have the flu vaccines at Smith Drugs of Forest City.
Nobody gets a better deal than the customers at Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record of the best deals. Sisk Family Ford, Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealer, has recently been recognized as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. That speaks well of their commitment to serve their customers well. Look for all the new design 2021 F-150 at Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealership. That's Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City.
He paraded out a bunch of...
Tar Heel fans, Food Line is the proud sponsor of the Score to Give More program. For each free throw the Tar Heels make in today's game, Food Line Feeds will donate 100 meals to a local area food bank. Food Line is the official grocer of the ACC. Dave Nathan welcoming you back to the Reed's Jewelers pregame show. We'll push the pause button on what's going to unfold here tonight, as we'll hear from John Dahl in just a second. He's a Carolina graduate, now an executive producer for ESPN, and he's been a leading figure in a number of 30 for 30 documentaries, The Last Dance, and plenty more. And for those that have seen the tournament on the ACC network, Dahl was as involved as anyone on the 10-part documentary.
From the first initial idea to putting it on the air was almost 4 years, quite honestly. It was really born in my head in 2018, working on College Football 150, this huge project we did on the 150 years of college football, the 150th anniversary season in the fall of 19. And our series on SEC football called Saturdays in the South, a history of SEC football. And I'm thinking, we should do something like this for the ACC. With the ACC network going to be launching next year, we need something big like this. And so I started talking with a very good friend and colleague of mine, Aaron Cohen, and we would meet in Manhattan in the summer of 18 and start to conceptualize what it could be. And I couldn't help but think about what separates the ACC from everyone else. It's the tremendous basketball history, and specifically the tournament. The tournament, to me, sets the ACC apart from the other major conferences. The way They started the tournament in 1954, coming off their days in the Southern Conference, and then putting that one NCAA tournament bid on the line in the tournament for just over 20 years, the pressure cooker that it was. I'm like, that's, to me, the prism for the larger story. So Aaron and I got to working on a treatment, and then pitched it internally in early 19 and got the green light, and we were announcing it at the 2019 ACC tournament.
John, your background in these sorts of features is fantastic. I know you played a big role in The Last Dance, which aired, I guess it's been a couple of years ago by now. How different is it when you focus on something like The Last Dance that's supposed to encapsulate a year, and then you focus in on something like the ACC tournament, which, is 7 or 8 decades in the making now?
Yeah, it's a great question. With The Last Dance, what always held the narrative together over the 10 parts, 10 hours, which is exactly the approach we took with the ACC tournament project, 10 parts, 10 hours for the tournament. And it was always grounded in that 1 year for the Bulls, the 97-98 season. The last year they were all together in Chicago, Michael Jordan's last season in Chicago. And then you go back and you tell these backstories that led up to it. Here, it's a little different. You're just really going from the origins up to today and trying to figure out, where are the themes? Where do you want to start and end an episode? That's the most tricky part of this. When you're covering 67 ACC tournaments, which is what we did from 54 through 2020, you can't cover every ACC tournament. There's going to have to be a handful that you're just going to have to let go of for narrative purposes, for the interest of the larger story. But you're just looking for kind of, where does it nicely break off here and lead to the next episode there? And it starts to gradually fall into place, but it's still a little tricky. There was some point we were like, we were still like in the 80s. And I said at some point, like, we have to be done with the 80s by the end of episode 7. Like, we have got to get to the 90s by episode 8. We've only got 3 episodes left. So we did spend more time in the earlier years than in the more recent years, because I think there's just a lot of value in the nostalgia and going back further. The time and distance just, I think, adds to better storytelling. So we only really devoted a couple of hours to the last 20 years or so of the tournament.
Hey, Tar Heel fans, no matter how you celebrate game day, it's all about the food. And Harris Teeter has everything you need. Delicious subs and wraps, fresh hot store-made pizza, all sizes of party platters or ready-to-serve wing trays, just to name a few. Plus, with Harris Teeter fuel points, you can earn free fuel with every purchase you make, up to $1 off per gallon. Stop at your Harris Teeter for great savings on all your game day needs, or download the HT app to order ahead. Harris Teeter, where Tar Heel fans shop for groceries.
From star athletes to super fans, UNC Health is dedicated to caring for champions of all kinds. For you, the latest advancements in our greatest expertise are always in play to deliver personalized care with the utmost compassion. It's the kind of care that keeps champions like you and your family in the game when it matters the most. See our lineup at unchealthcare.org/sports.
Texting while driving takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. That's like driving the length of a basketball court 3 times with your eyes closed. Research shows you are 3 times more likely to get into an accident when distracted by a cell phone. Trusted Choice independent insurance agents urge you and your families to put down your phone. Every day in the U.S., more than 9 people are killed and 1,000 injured in crashes involving a distracted driver. Let's have a hands-free NC. Brought to you by Trusted Choice independent insurance agents of North Carolina. Learn more at trustedchoice.com/GoHeels.
Sports Network from Learfield.
If you're in a hurry and don't have time for a sit-down meal, stop into the drop-in. They have fresh corn dogs, hamburgers, chicken, potato wedges, or a delicious whole Hunt Brothers pizza. Order by the slice. They have 3 locations in Forest City. Also Bostic, Shiloh, Sandy Mush. They offer breakfast, lunch, supper daily. Drop-In has been serving Rutherford County with excellent service since 1981. Congratulations to the Drop-In, voted best convenience store 3 years in a row. Come on, drop in.
Professional service is what Tri-City Concrete is all about. Whatever the job, big or small, you can always depend on Tri-City Concrete to get the job done. Tri-City Concrete has been serving Rutherford and surrounding counties for over 30 years. Give the tough job to the experts. Call Tri-City Concrete today at 245-2011. With 3 convenient locations to serve you: 1351 Shamrock Road in Landrum, South Carolina, 200 West Graham Street in Shelby, and Withrow Road in Forest City. Tri-City Concrete. Sit back and relax. This mud's for you.
Hi, I'm Vivica Fox. Every year, millions of animals lose their homes and end up in shelters. Learn how to help animals in need of rescue and adoption at AmericanHumane.org and be a hero to our best friends in their worst times.
Hi, this is Jones Angel, voice of the Tar Heels, and you are listening to the sports station for the Foothills, WCAB in Rutherford.
Carolina basketball is brought to you by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. With zero sugar and now even more delicious. Is the new Coca-Cola Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Find out for yourself. This is the Reed's Jewelers pregame show.
We are closing in on 15 minutes to tip-off, presented by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Sounds like this one will actually tip at 9:35 as Duke and Miami have gone final. The Blue Devils knock off the Canes 80-76. So Duke into the championship game tomorrow against either Carolina or Virginia Tech. All right, Mike Young, head coach of the Hokies. Stay was extended by a night after beating Notre Dame on Thursday. And after the game last night, here's some of what Coach Young had to say in the wake of a 7-point win over the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
I've got really good players. It took us some time to get to this rotation, and maybe I can be faulted for that. But you know, we're getting really good play from Maddox and Padula and David Gasson. These two guys are just a load in the front court. He's such a masterful passer. He had 5 assists and 0 turnovers. We got a lot on the line, man. We got a lot on the line. You know, to get to 21 wins to advance the semifinal of this great tournament. Look forward to coming back over and strapping it on and doing it again and seeing them compete. It's a lot of fun.
And that's Virginia Tech head basketball coach Mike Young after last night's 87-80 win over Notre Dame. That has the Hokies into the semifinals against Carolina tonight. Again, Duke has just advanced, beating Miami in the first semifinal 80-76. So it's the Blue Devils and either the Hokies or Tar Heels tomorrow night at 8:30. We'll run through more of the scores from tonight's action. Plenty of finals and some other ones still in progress, both in the top 25 around our area. Some coaching news to get to in the league and elsewhere, so stay tuned and make a night of it. The Reed's Jewelers pregame show continues from Learfield.
Hey Carolina family, this is Athletic Director Bubba Cunningham. In athletics, Wells Fargo understands being a Tar Heel means there's no off-season. With the Wells Fargo Tar Heels debit card, you can show off your Carolina pride no matter where you are. It's your colors, your team, your card. Visit wellsfargo.com and search Card Design Studio to learn more.
Copyright 2021 Wells Fargo Bank N.A. All rights reserved.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
On Saturdays, your team needs you. Your sofa needs you. And you need a Jersey Mike's sub. Get it all with free Saturday delivery when you order through the Jersey Mike's app. This Saturday, while you watch the game at home, we're watching the grill at Jersey Mike's. Order through the Jersey Mike's app for free delivery on Saturdays. Unless you're going to miss hearing this. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
This is the Tar Heel Sports Network from Learfield.
You need an insurance agent you can talk to? Call Insurance Service Associates at 828-245-5301. We want to help you get the best out of your insurance dollar. As a trusted choice independent agent, we shop your coverage with several companies to give you the best value. More companies, better choices, best rate. Come see us at our new office at 245 East Main Street in Forest City, or call us at 828-245-5301.
Justice, Rosenbluth, LT, Jordan, Hansbrough, Geo. This is Jones Angel, voice of the Tar Heels. Certain names in Tar Heel athletics resonate across generations, bringing to mind an unmatched commitment to excellence. When someone mentions Smith's Drugs of Forest City, I think of a similar commitment to excellence. Since 1939, Smith's Drugs has served Rutherford County with the highest quality customer service and care. The friendly staff at Smith's Drugs not only provides you with prompt service, they give you the individual attention needed to understand your medication and how it works. This same level of care is exhibited by the staff in the Smith's Drugs Home Medical Equipment Department. And don't forget about the old-fashioned soda fountain, where you'll be served up the best pimento cheese sandwich in North Carolina. Call on Smith's Drugs of Forest City at 828-245-4591, located at 139 East Main Street in downtown Forest City, where they've been putting the customer first since 1939.
For him to face some.
It's that time again. Basketball camps are back. Young men who will be in 6th or 7th grade during the 2022-2023 school year can apply for a scholarship through their electric cooperative to attend the UNC basketball school this June. Apply online at ncelectriccooperatives.com/sportscamps. North Carolina's electric cooperatives building a brighter future for people and communities across the Tar Heel state. Dave Nathan welcoming you back to the Reed Studio pregame show. How about a look at the North Carolina Farm Bureau scoreboard right now as, again, Duke has bested Miami. The Blue Devils on to championship Saturday, 80-76, the final as the Canes bow out in the first semifinal. Carolina and Virginia Tech on the way in the second matchup right around 9:35. From around the top 25, Vanderbilt and number 5 Kentucky have gone to the half in Tampa at the SEC tournament. The Wildcats lead the Commodores, coached by former Tar Heel Jerry Stackhouse, 37-33. Vanderbilt trying to make a run in this event, and what an upset it would be if the 5th-ranked team in the country goes down at the hands of the Commodores. But again, at the break, Big Blue, Kentucky, up on Vanderbilt, 37-33. From the Pac-12 semifinals, Colorado leading number 2 Arizona 13-8. In the Big East semis, UConn 11, Villanova 9, still 14 minutes and 12 seconds to play before halftime. Just out of the opening tip, Penn State leads Purdue 2-0 in the Big Ten tournament quarters. Number 4 Auburn upset earlier by Texas A&M. The Aggies beat the Tigers 67-62. TCU falls to number 6 Kansas 75-62. It's Creighton blasting number 11 Providence 85-58. 9th-ranked Tennessee a 72-59 winner against Mississippi State. Michigan State surprises number 12 Wisconsin 69-63. Indiana knocks off 16th-ranked Illinois 65-63. Cincinnati bows out of the American quarterfinals, falling to number 18 Houston 69-56. LSU comes up short as number 15 Arkansas prevails over the Bayou Bengals 79-67. Iowa 10-point winner against Rutgers 84-74. And there are more games on the way beginning at the bottom of the hour. Oklahoma and number 14 Texas Tech at 9:30. At 11:30, it's USC and UCLA. Just before midnight, San Diego State number 23 Colorado State tip-off from the Mountain West semifinals. All right, off the court, Conzo Martin is out at Missouri. Joe Dooley and East Carolina have parted ways. Pittsburgh has announced that Jeff Capel will return next season as head coach. And locally, Davidson, a winner in the A-10 quarters, defeating Fordham 74-56. Coppin State, North Carolina Central in action tonight. And the Carolina baseball team beats Pittsburgh in the first of a 3-game series, 7-4 to begin the ACC slate, 1-0. Carolina a perfect 12-0 at Boshemer Stadium and 12-2 on the early season. So there's a look at the North Carolina Farm Bureau scoreboard. Helping you is what they do best. A quick timeout. Part 2 of the Continental Tire Coaches Corner. Keys to the game, and then the tip-off between Carolina and Virginia Tech in the ACC tournament's second semifinal. It's the Reed's Jewelers pregame show from Learfield.
New salted caramel cream cold brew and signature lattes from Dunkin' are the perfect combination of salty and sweet to take on springtime. Bold Dunkin' cold brew topped with creamy salted caramel cold foam, or rich Dunkin' espresso topped with whipped cream, caramel drizzle, and cinnamon sugar. These two new salty sweet sips will have you ready to spring it on all spring long. Spring in action with the new salted caramel cream cold brew or the new salted caramel signature latte at Dunkin'. Sip into both for $3. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Additional charges may apply.
UNC Tar Heels basketball is on Valley Sports South, your home for ACC hoops.
Score the basket.
Be sure to catch some of the biggest ACC matchups of the season live as the Tar Heels clash with the best of the best in the ACC and across the country. From Tobacco Road and beyond, UNC hoops action on Valley Sports is nothing but net. On target. Watch or stream live on Valley Sports South and the Valley Sports app, your home for ACC basketball.
Hey Carolina fans, are you a diehard Tar Heel looking to show your support from home this year? Join the Rams Club and make an impact on the Carolina student athletes you cheer for on the field, on the court, or in competition. Rams Club memberships start at $25 and are for Tar Heels of all ages. You can join the fun by visiting ramsclub.com/join. Go Heels!
This is the Tar Heel Sports Network from Learfield.
There are so many insurance agencies here and there, but to find a dependable agency that you can trust, that would be Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance Agency. They are your full-service agency offering auto, business, homeowners, health, and life. Maxwell B. Hamrick is an independent insurance agent. Call them today at 286-2384. They care about their customers, and it shows. They're located at 119 Huntley Street in Spindale. Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance Agency, serving one satisfied customer at a time.
You know, there is a lot of misleading information about Medicaid eligibility. The Arledge Law Firm would like for you to know the truth. For instance, if you need a nursing home, Medicaid will take your home. That's not true. Another one is, if you transfer assets, you have to wait 60 months to qualify. Again, not true. And this big one, if you're already in a nursing home, it's too late to protect your assets. Not true, not true, not true. Call attorneys Gerald N. Willis, Kent Baldwin, or Martin Gerard at the Arledge Law Firm and get free consultation and learn the truth. It's more likely than you think that you may qualify for nursing home care and not lose everything you own. It's worth a call to Arledge Law Firm at 287-3338, located on East Court Street in Rutherfordton.
My mother was very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign and she wasn't even really sure where she was at.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
WCAB Rutherfordton. Tournament presented by Honda Dealers of the Carolinas. If you're a Tar Heel fan, don't just cheer for the best, drive the best. Drive a Honda. Better hurry, they're going fast. See your Honda dealer of the Carolinas today. Carolina basketball is brought to you by Wells Fargo, official
Tire Coach's Corner. Coach, two hard-fought wins against the Hokies this year. It was 78-68 on January 24th in Chapel Hill, then 65-57 February 19th in Blacksburg. What were some key things that happened in those two victories?
Well, I think for both of us, on both of those wins, we were able to really play well defensively. Virginia Tech, from an offensive standpoint, they've got a lot of moving parts, and they have a combination of unbelievable three-point shooters and then a couple bigs that can score